Hey folks, welcome to the channel.
Hello.
So I am making some trays. Now I had this brainwave of an idea.
Okay.
And that's where that's where the rails came off.
That was at the top of the hill and it's all down from there.
Yeah, my genius plan was to get some magnetic sheets and cut a design out onto them.
Yeah.
And then put that pattern underneath a tray.
Yeah.
And use magnetic mica to make a pattern.
Okay.
Now, the premise is sound.
Yeah. No, so far, so good.
However, I do run into one or two issues.
One or two?
One or two.
Only one or two?
Well, one or two to begin with.
They're quite big issues though, aren't they?
They are quite large issues, I would say. So the magnetic sheets that I got came from Temu.
Yeah.
So there's problem number one.
Didn't we also get one from?
I also got one from Hobbycraft, but I thought, well, I'll try it with the cheapo ones. Yeah, the one from Hobbycraft was a bit more expensive. So if it works with the cheapo ones, then I'll do it with the expensive ones. That was my thought process.
Okay.
So I went on to Creative Fabrica and I downloaded a design that I quite liked. And I felt in a bit of a flowery mood.
A flowery mood?
A flowery mood.
Wow. Okay.
So I have no idea what these flowers are, but I thought they were really pretty.
They do look pretty. And the negative as well looks...
Yeah. So I got a tray. I went for an oval, curvy sort of tray.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, this could... this may or may not work. Let's have a go.
Okay.
So I put the magnetic pattern onto some transfer tape, and then
just because it was easier to put down.
Yeah, and I was just I measured it and thought that's way too big. It's going to look a bit odd. So I cut the transfer tape in half, and then positioned them.
Strategically.
I strategically positioned them. And at this point I thought, you complete fool. Oh no, you've cut that bit out. I originally put that on the top of the mold and then thought, how on earth am I going to pour into it? Crazy fool.
Yeah,
luckily,
but I cut that bit out.
You did, and I expected you to leave that in.
I was in a nice mood.
I tell you, I can't keep up with your nice and not nice moods.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Well, I'm on my toes. I'm on the tip of my toes.
On the tips.
On the tips. Well. So I've got these two magnetic micas that I bought long time ago from Resin Den Supplies. And I've used them.
Or Resin Supplies Den.
Resin Supplies Den, yes. That's the one.
Yeah.
I've used them a couple of times and I've never got them to magnetize.
Now, are they just like metal filings, or are they actually magnetized?
So what I did is I took the four colours.
What?
I don't know.
Why it says magnetic mica.
Okay, all I know is that it's magnetic.
But
how it's magnetic, what wizardry goes into it, I don't know.
Well,
I am not a mica wizard.
Well, I'm curious as to...
if only there was like a database that held the entire repository of human knowledge at this time that you could access and maybe ask it something and it would return like loads of answers and you could go in and go, oh, I've learned something.
What is this wizardry?
Well, I'm going to leave that with you.
I think you should know.
I do know.
Well, why didn't you tell me then?
I don't want to tell you.
You don't know.
I do know.
No, you don't.
It's Google. Google it.
No.
Why not?
I want to see now whether you actually know it or not.
I don't know it. I've already said I don't know it.
You just said you knew it.
No, I don't know it. You're just not paying attention. So I couldn't decide on a colour. So shocker, I went with all 4.
Yeah. If you can't choose, go with a lot.
If you can't choose, just go with them all. Because it was pretty much an experiment. It wasn't more than that, really.
Yeah. You had a sort of a vision.
I had a vision.
And you wanted to see whether it works.
And I wanted to see whether or not it works. And I thought, well, if I don't get it to work, somebody out there might, if they're so inclined.
Yeah.
And they might, in turn, share with me how I get it to work. Because I'd really like it to. Spoilers. But yes, I put them all into one, and then I mished it around and tried to make a swirly thing. And then I remembered that resin does what resin does, and I stopped. So that was that.
Yeah, at that point, there's no point trying to make a pretty pattern.
No, because
it will all just
does its own,
draw into the middle.
It just does its own thing.
Make its own pattern.
So I left it to cure.
Yep.
Crossed my fingers and my toes and my eyes in the hope that something would happen.
Well, something did happen.
Well, something did indeed happen. It cured.
The way that you placed those on there.
Don't skip ahead. Don't skip ahead.
I'm not skipping ahead.
You are. You are. This is attempt 1.
Of many.
No, I did. No, there wasn't many. There was more than one, though. So attempt 1 was a colossal failure.
I don't know. I think that looks quite... I quite like that.
No, I was...
All right, it wasn't...
It
didn't have the flower things, but I actually quite like that pattern.
I was about 3 seconds away from rage quitting resin altogether. Because it was it's an idea that I desperately need to work. So what I did is I thought, right, that's obviously not working, because it was obviously too far away from the bottom of the...
I was going to say, yeah.
It was too far away from the mica.
Yeah.
So this is attempt 2, where I attach the magnets to the absolute underside of the tray, because I thought, what can go wrong here?
Have you actually stuck those to anything that's actually metallic to see how strong they are?
Yeah, it sticks to the fridge.
With force, or...
What do you mean with force?
Well, do you know, like, we've got a couple of magnets where you have to, like, put your foot on the actual fridge door to take them off, or slide them to the side.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not like that. No, they're not. They are not. Oh, listen, you are jumping ahead of my story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise it was a story.
I am telling the woes of my magnetic tray.
Woes of magnetism.
Yes, my magnetism woes. I am woed.
You're woed?
I was woed. Now, the transfer tape didn't stick to the silicone very well. So I thought, okay, I'm going to...
Masking tape.
Put loads of masking tape on it, because masking tape also doesn't stick that great. So I shoved... Better. Yeah, so I shoved... Well, I couldn't find my packing tape anywhere. It's around somewhere. It's in a safe place. I have no doubt. But at the moment I needed it, I couldn't place my hands upon it.
This place is sorted to within an inch of its life.
I know.
And you still managed to lose stuff.
Well, I think losing it is a...
Do you know where it is at this moment in time?
Yes.
Apart from in this room?
No, it's in that drawer.
So you found it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't lost, it was just misplaced.
It wasn't lost, you just didn't know where it was.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So what I did for the second tray is I thought, I'm not faffing with all the colours again. I'm just going to go with one, because, you know,
if it doesn't work,
and this was, of all the colours, this was my least favourite, if I'm honest. I don't know why, but yeah.
Is it just because
there was no
black, is
there
it?
was
It's
no song.
Was there not?
No, there was no singing. So I thought I'll use that because if it all goes super wrong, then that's that.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, I made too much. So unfortunately, I made too much. So I thought, let's try it in a coaster at the same. Let's try the big one on the back of a coaster.
Yeah.
And see if that has any more success.
So that's attempt 2 and 3.
So this is attempt 2. This counts as 2.
Well,
yeah, this is 2.
Okay.
I feel it's 1 pour, so it counts as 2.
Okay.
So whilst I'm praying to the fairies of fate, yeah. So this is the following day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, please let this have worked. Please let this have worked. Pretty, please. Pretty, please. And what do you think? Do you reckon it works or not?
Well, I know.
No, it does not.
Well,
and I was like,
it sort of
are
works.
you kidding me? We've gone from nothing to bleh.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but
something happened.
I don't think those are strong enough.
Not what I wanted. So I determined that they are not strong enough. And on the underside of the mould.
I'm going to get you one of those.
I did.
Fishing magnets.
Oh, yeah. Then I got, I had a look at the Hobbycraft one that I bought.
Yeah.
And it's not that much stronger.
Is it not?
No. And I thought, well, I'm just not going to worry about that. Now, that pattern I quite liked because I thought it looks a bit circuit board like.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I thought, right, okay. What can I do? Because I was determined that I was going to do something that would be
magnetic,
a little bit more successful.
Yeah.
Well, and then know what they say: the best laid plans of mice and men, or in this case, mice and Nikki. So
mice and magnets.
Yeah. So first off, I thought I'll take it off of the transfer tape, which, with hindsight, could have probably left it on there. If I'm honest.
What, and just put that
and just put the actual transfer tape straight into the tray. But no, I thought, let's be honest. If there's a way of doing something and there's like an easy way and a quick, efficient way, and then there's another way, I'm probably going to do it the other way.
Okay. So for all the geekies out there, it's a bit like using a command prompt and PowerShell.
Yeah. What's your point?
No, I'm just saying.
I don't use PowerShell.
I know.
Is that your problem?
No. But PowerShell is like, why do something with, 1 command when you can do it with 50?
I don't use PowerShell. I use command prompt.
I know. That's the point. That was my...
Well, anyway. I do apologise for that brief intermission from Kirk and his geek speak. So what I did is I took them all off and I placed each and every little leaf painstakingly on the tray.
Yeah.
And it was painstaking at this point. And then I thought, I'll just stick the whole lot in.
Just chuck it in.
Yeah, just chuck it in.
Tape and all.
Because it was either that or the Bruno box, to be honest.
So you're just...
I'm just trying to stick. And I know that UV is not glue, but I'm just trying to stick.
Is it not?
No.
Stick stuff together though.
I'm just trying to get the magnet bits to stick to the bottom of the tray.
Like glue.
Like glue, yeah. So I cured it and then spent a little while peeling it all off. While I'm doing that though, can I just say thank you, massive thank you to all of our members, subscribers, people who've liked and commented on our videos, people who've sent us a super thanks.
Yeah. You
are all legend.
Thank you very much.
And we really, really appreciate you.
Yes.
Massively.
Yes, we do.
Massively.
Huge.
Huge.
Massive.
Especially if you're here watching this because, do you know some days you try and you have this idea and you're like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And then you get really excited and enthusiastic. And then no matter what you do, it just won't obey you.
Bit like a Laramar.
What did you say? What did you say?
I said a bit like a Laramar.
You are not allowed to say that word. That is a banned word.
That's a swear word here.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because I cannot do a Laramar.
I know.
And I have watched tutorial after tutorial. I have done everything humanly possible to do one. They just go, no.
No.
It's like, and I'll do a Laramar and it'll start moving around and I'll be like, oh, it's moving. I'm just going to be successful. Look, things are happening. And then what happens is I leave the room and I like live my life. And when I come back, it's gone, fooled ya. My Bruno box is literally full of Laramars.
There are quite a fair
failed
few in there.
Laramars.
Yep.
Failed. And they're not, when I say failed Laramars, I want to be very clear about this. They're not failed a bit. They are epic failures, like flops of a proportion I can't even articulate. Anyway, I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel so much better now as I watch yet another dismal failure.
Well,
Maybe
anytime.
I should just quit the whole resin thing and just take up a different hobby.
Like?
I don't know. What would I be good at?
I wouldn't go for motivational speaker.
Why? Why not? I could be rude. I could be a motivation. Go on, I'll motivate you now.
Go on and motivate me.
Right, what do you need motivation for?
Than watching the rest of this video.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Wow, I feel motivated. Let's crack on.
No, come on. I'll motivate you. Go on. Come on.
I'm already motivated by that last one.
The suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So clearly I could be a motivational speaker. I've obviously missed my calling.
Yeah.
So I mixed up some of the yellow because there wasn't much of the green left. And
you'd use it all up.
well, yeah. If nothing else, I'm getting through it.
So you've put... have you attached the magnets?
I've put the magnets directly onto the tray.
And then you just
poured
over the top of it. Literally just poured over the top of it.
I have literally just poured the resin over the top of it.
Okay.
Because I thought, let's be honest here. If that doesn't happen when it's actually in contact with the resin and the mica, it's not going to work, is it?
Not with those magnets, no.
So this was the results. Now that says to me that it will work, but the magnets I have are just not strong
enough. Yeah.
So I was encouraged, but still a little disappointed, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but it's quite subtle. I quite like that. Now,
yeah.
Yeah. No, I do quite like that.
Yeah. So I thought, well, it's kind of and at this point I was like, nope, that's for the Bruno box. They are done. And Kirk was like, don't you dare put that in the Bruno box.
I had an amazing idea.
It wasn't.
Come on.
You can
do it.
You had about 60% of an amazing idea. Maybe 50, probably 40 actually, if I'm being truthful. 40%.
Wow, that motivation's gone right down.
Why?
40%?
Yeah. Your suggestion was that I put a decal on it. Yes. And I took that and I was like, no, because I really can't be bothered to do weeding. I'm just so distraught. So I dug out the DTFs.
That's a decal.
It's not. No.
That's a decal.
It's a DTF.
It's the same difference.
It's not.
It's a decal.
Well, it is, but it isn't.
Well, then I'm taking that.
Not in the sense that you meant it.
It's gone back up now to 60, maybe 70%.
No, I think we've balanced out at about 55. 55%.
55? Okay, I'll take that.
So I dragged out my DTFs and I went through them. And as I was going through them, Kirk was there going, Oh, I like that one. I
Yeah.
love that one.
Yeah.
I like that one. I love that one. I thought rude.
Those two actually sung to me.
Well, to be fair, the owl sang to me. That's why I bought them.
No, it's like while you were shuffling through them all, I went, that one.
You make it sound like I've got hundreds.
You have.
I have not.
Really?
I really don't have hundreds. I've got maybe 20.
20-ish.
20 designs.
Packs.
Designs.
There's more than 20 there.
Possibly. But I thought the skull chappy, the steampunk skull.
Yep.
I thought the flowers, the magnetic-y kind of flowers, give it a sort of
I think that's really effective like that.
So I feel like I saved it.
I think
if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because it gives it a three-dimensional look.
It gives the background some interest.
Yeah, rather than just a decal stuck on top.
Yeah.
Yeah. An accidental interest, I'll grant you, but interest nonetheless.
I think that looks really cool.
So I love this bit. This bit is my absolute favourite bit. Taking that bit off. I could sit there all day, every day, doing that. So if there's any careers out there that just involve taking DTF top bits off, emails in our about section.
Is that like when you was at work doing like bandages on like gammy wounds and stuff?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
What?
I didn't.
Why?
Because you used to come back and go.
And go what?
And just go, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. The owl I thought went quite well with the green on here. But one thing I didn't like looking at them was the white surround.
See, I love that owl. I think the owl on that tray is awesome. Yeah,
the owl is gorgeous, but it's got if you look at the DTF, it's got a white surround on it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy with that.
Okay.
I felt it was wrong.
It sort of detracted from the awesomeness.
So what I did is I dug around in my drawer and at the same time found my packing tape. See? And I dug out a metallic acrylic pen. And I went round with it and thought, yeah, that might work. So I just literally trace around the owl.
Yeah.
To
and then smudge it a bit.
Well, no, I decided that the metallic pen wasn't. Did I decide the metallic pen wasn't working?
No.
I am denied about whether or not the metallic pen was working. So
definitely working.
Yeah. So I went round the owl because I thought if nothing else, it will give it like a halo sort of effect.
Yeah.
And it'll just
enhance it.
Well, that was my plan because
I think it works.
Let's be realistic. I couldn't bodge it up anymore, could I? Well, no, to be fair.
I'm sure.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure I could actually.
Yeah.
60% sure I could.
60? 55% sure.
55% sure, yeah.
No, I think that's really effective.
I actually thought, I quite like that. Because again, it looks like it's got sort of a misty haze.
It's like the bit at the back, it looks like it's like a light source and it's shining onto its back.
Yeah. And the copper surround on the that's exactly what I thought. Now with the skull, I went with a black because
why not?
I felt the copper or a yellow or a gold or anything like that just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Because you've got the failed magnetic bit.
You left that top bit on the hat, and I thought you were going to leave that like that because I actually quite liked that.
That one?
Yeah, because it looked like the light shining on the hat, but Yeah, this one for Bruno.
Yep, that one's for Bruno.
Ready
Yeah.
for something, an abomination or something for me?
Yes, actually, I don't remember if I put it in the Bruno box or the Abomination box. Because there are two separate boxes.
Yeah.
There's the Bruno box, which is mine, and can be used again for pretty things. And then there's the Abomination box. So, it was just off to the glamour shots.
Yeah. No, I think they turned out, even though what you initially set out to do didn't work, I think that looks awesome.
Yeah, I was pleased with how they did turn out, but it was nowhere near. It wasn't even in the same universe of where I was going.
No.
But I think the idea for it is completely sound. I just need stronger magnetic sheets.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if I can find some. But if you happen to have saw this and thought, oh, that's a genius idea, I must do it because I have like industrial strength magnetic sheets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a go. Please do let me see.
And let us know where you got them from.
Yeah, and let me know where you got them from, and let me see, because I am desperate for that I'm desperate for it to work. But anyway, if you are still with us at this point, thank you so much. And if you have enjoyed our creative chaos, please do feel free to hit that like button.
And while you're down there, don't forget to give the subscribe a little tickle.
And hopefully we will see you in the next one.
Where's the rest of it?
Where's the rest of what?
Where's the rest of it? If you have already, thank you very much.
I was trying to knock out the creepy voice that you do at the end.
Why? It's not creepy.
It is creepy.
Seductive.
It's not seductive.
I'm going for seductive.
I know, but you're missing it. You're going for seductive, missing it, and coming off as creepy.
It's doing it for me.
Okay, then. And on that note, we will absolutely, hopefully, see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.